Thanks for waking up with us here on Wake Up America on this Friday morning. I want to welcome back in our powerhouse panel. We've got Republican strategist and attorney Amanda Mackey with us in studio this morning, which is a treat. We've got political analyst Mark Halperin. There's Amanda. Mark Halperin is with us as well. We got things a little out of order, but we also have Christopher Arps joining us, not from sunny St. Louis. He's in Kansas City this morning. Christopher, nice to see you again as well. President Biden is meeting with world leaders as we speak at the G7 summit. He'll do so for the rest of the morning and into the afternoon. He met with British Prime Minister Boris Johnson yesterday. Then it's on to Brussels. Then he'll be in Russia next week meeting with the president of Russia, Vladimir Putin. This, by the way, while consumer prices and inflation, they're up 5% from where they were year over year. That's the biggest spike we've seen in almost 13 years. That news coming down late yesterday. The president's wife, Dr. Jill Biden, is with him on this visit, as is customary, and she says the president has been studying hard and he is prepared. Take a listen.
He's been studying for weeks, working up to today. Of course, he knows most of the leaders that'll be here. And Joe loves foreign policy. This is his forte. So I think the meetings are going to be great.
Amanda, to you, that's something my mom would say before I tried out for JVB baseball. After going to a summer baseball camp and working on my skills. Joe Biden was vice president for 8 years. He was elected to the Senate in 1972. I would hope he knows all the players. I would hope he knows all the topics.
But he doesn't, and the facilities aren't all there, the capacity isn't all there. But more embarrassing than anything is, I'm all about strong women and girl power, but really she's very much emasculating him, and it's got to be embarrassing for him that she's the one that has to kind of prep him and say that he's doing a good job and give him a boost of confidence. I mean, you're the leader of the free world. We expect a lot more from that, and your wife shouldn't be the one that's kind of cheering you on and being your cheerleader to the world. We're on the world stage now. This is for real, and Joe Biden, he's just clearly just not up to the task. I think it's very embarrassing that his wife has to be the one cheerleading him on.
Mark, do you agree with Amanda? Did you find that comment odd by the First Lady?
I mean, look, it's a little bit odd, but she was just explaining this is what he cares about the most. And when he was in the Senate as chairman of foreign relations, it was his focus, as vice president, big focus. So we'll see. It's time for results. And I think on China and Russia in particular, which I continue to believe are the biggest challenges the country faces internationally, finding leverage over these two countries, I think we'll learn a lot on this trip about whether he actually has a vision besides just happy talk about coalitions to actually make progress with those two countries.
Well, we haven't learned much this morning, Chris. This is a heavy lift, though, for any American president. Right now, we've got everything going on with the origins of the coronavirus, where this came from. Was it the Institute of Virology? Was it from a bat in a wet market? But right now, Germany and the entire EU, they say they want to increase trade with China. French President Emmanuel Macron says he doesn't want to get into any kind of ideological war about coronavirus with China. He made those comments yesterday. Meantime, China's dismantling democracy in Hong Kong. We've got the genocide happening with the Uyghur Muslims in China right now, and our allies they're happy doing business with the CCP.
Yeah, and one of the first comments that the president made when he was over in Europe was that America is back. And when he says America is back, does that mean more bad trade deals? Does that mean more placating to the mullahs in Iran who are funding terrorism all over the world? I think it's disheartening to see the First Lady having to cover for the president once again, just like she did during the campaign. And one thing that's not being talked about this trip is that there are photo ops of the vice president or the president and Boris Johnson wearing masks when they're together. But there's also a photo of the president and the foreign minister with their wives, and they're not wearing masks. What gives with that, Rob?
Very, very bizarre. We've seen a ton of that throughout the last several weeks. Everybody, of course, fully vaccinated. I want to get into what we're looking for as we get closer to the weekend. Amanda, we will start with you. What are you looking for? Are you on your way back to Florida?
I am.
You are today?
I am.
So what are you watching for as we head into weekend?
Here's the thing. What Joe Biden does to hold China accountable for the COVID-19 that spread, the severity that they covered up, the origins that they covered up, I think that is the most important thing because the world wants to know. Certainly every American wants to know. We were hit very hard in this country by COVID-19. And so what he does to hold them accountable and really make them pay, just as Trump said, hold them financially accountable. Is he willing to do that? And more importantly, does his rhetoric match his actions? Because he talks a big game, but does he actually follow through with actions, whether it be with Putin or on China?
By the way, quick follow, Amanda. Are you at all interested in the president meeting with the Queen on Sunday? They're apparently going to get together.
I am.
It's going to be
Let's
interesting.
see
She's
that.
met with every president, except for Lyndon Johnson, by the way, but every president dating back to Eisenhower, which is pretty fascinating.
And it's going to be interesting to see if he knows what the protocols are. You know,
those protocols are always challenging for Americans,
Yes.
but they are still very much a part of life there. Chris, what are you watching for this weekend?
Rob, I'm in Kansas City today for the annual Republican State Convention. And yesterday, the worst kept secret in Missouri politics was revealed that Congresswoman Vicky Hartzler is going to run for retiring Senator Roy Blunt's seat. What I'll be watching for at this convention is the grassroots support that she has. And will she have a lot of volunteers passing out literature and buttons to the party faithful? That's what I'll be looking for this weekend.
You said state, not steak, right?
Yes.
I would have believed it if it was steak. Mark Halperin, what are you watching for this weekend, my friend?
Couple things. First of all, big travel weekend. You know, a lot of schools are finally out, and I want to see just how much America is ready to get back on the road. And my family's going back on the road, so I want to see what it's like out there. Number two, Sunday, Nets Bucks. Nets are up 2-1. It is pivotal. My money continues to be on the Bucks, even though some say the Nets are.
Yes.
I don't understand this, but some are saying they're the best team of all time. I don't see it, but I am looking forward to game 4, pivotal game 4 on Sunday.
Got to win the ring before you can be called the best. Panel really enjoyed it this morning. Amanda Mackey, Christopher Arps, Mark Halperin. Mark, safe travels to you on the road. Let us know how it is on Monday.